So we just came across one of your core beliefs when we were just exploring your business life, your business existence, and that's I'm a total failure. And I asked you, where do you feel that in your body as a physical feeling?
Around the heart.
Around the heart. So what does that feel like around the heart? What kind of what sensation is it?
It's like oppression and feeling of being imprisoned,
Okay,
of
yeah.
being locked in.
Excellent. So feel that for a moment. Stay with that. You see, we have these kind of sensations, we try to escape from them. But it's so important that you go there in order to help this part of you that is aching for some help. That prison that you have been in for God knows how long. So feel that for a moment, that sensation around the heart of being imprisoned by this thought that you're a total failure. And some of the other thoughts were I have nothing to share, I'm a fraud, I don't deserve to be talked about, people will not support what I do, and so on and so on. So there is that prison, and that prison consists of these stressful thoughts and emotions that come up. And they come up not because that is true for you, but because that's how you have been conditioned by your upbringing and the whole environment on this planet.
Yeah.
We all have these kind of conditions, and the wonderful thing is that you're open enough to now find that prison inside of you. That's the first step we have to take in order to get out of prison. So feel that sensation of imprisonment in the chest and go there, realizing that's a part of you that needs help. And go there with the intention to give it that help. To love yourself enough to show up with those parts of you that are aching, that are in pain, that need the help. That is the key. We can treat these parts of us that need help, that are in so much pain, with positive affirmations and positive thinking and all these kind of things, which are all good. But it will not resolve the fact that we still believe it. That belief will go underground, the feelings will go underground, and they will stay inside of us.
And the reason, what I shared with you before that, and I just want to explain, is the reason why all this is coming up is because of this big dream coming up, and more great things are showing up. And the more those great things are showing up, the more I'm confronted to the image that I have of myself, which is I'm not deserving of all of this. Yes. How can people think that? They're going to find out I'm not, as good as they thought, and they're going to find out something bad. And
here's the wonderful thing.
When everybody that is watching knows how much, I put out, so it's kind of that really shows even more how there seems to be this whole gap, and why not just stepping in greatness and being okay with great things coming?
Well, the wonderful thing is that as you step into your greatness, those things come up, and they have to come up because they have no place in your manifestation of greatness. So you have to understand that at the time when you're ready to step into greatness, into your fullness, into your calling, expect that kind of stuff to come up, but then please don't push it back down. Don't keep trying to escape from it, because that will not resolve it. But look it squarely in the eye. Feel what's going on inside of you. And bring to it the heart essence that we talked about in other sessions. Mm-hmm. So feeling this imprisonment around your heart, this cage that you're in with these beliefs and these feelings, feel them. Now let's work with the emotions for a moment, and then go into the core of you, into the heart center. Either just in your imagination, just picturing this place in the heart, like a sun radiating out its life-giving warmth and healing into that prison that's around it, this layer of emotions and beliefs.
But just thinking about that, I feel it's melting.
Yeah, so you can either just think about it, or you can go deeper into it and actually feel it. feel that radiance in the heart that is already in you and in all beings. And we just haven't known how to use it. So inside of you, in the very core, there's like the sun, this unconditional love, this complete fulfillment of who you truly are.
So you're saying it's always there no matter what, and it's just a matter of seeing it when it comes up? Like my not good enough will always be here?
No. The I'm not good enough is part of the prison.
Yeah.
It's part of what obstructs
yes.
the true essence of the heart.
But it will always be there.
The true essence of the heart is always free. And what we're doing here is we're using this true essence of the heart, this enlightened self, in an energetic way to have it radiate out its life-giving warmth into those parts of us that are not true. So we can see that they're not true, and the minute we see that, they will dissolve. And we can see that through an emotional channel of working with the energies, or through the mind, through thoughts. And both are equally valid. The point is that we address the prison itself, and the prison is not true, although we believe it firmly. We're conditioned to believe it.
Mm-hmm.
So prison will dissolve. It's not a question of escaping from prison, because then there's always a prison to come back to. It's a question of dissolving the prison. And the prison, again, are the stressful thoughts and emotions. So the emotion is expressed in you right now in the sense of imprisonment of a cage that comes from the thought that you're a total failure. And there you feel it. And on that level you can just picture the sun in the core of your being, feeling it dissolve that imprisonment, that darkness. And on the level of the mind, you question this thought, I'm a failure. So you can choose either route. Just the beautiful thing is to realize that as you are ready to step into your greatness, and this goes with everyone who's listening, these kind of obstructing thoughts, these self-sabotaging little demons, have to come up to be seen so we can become free of them.
I've been very, very present to them the past few days.
Great. I mean, it feels like hell, and it is hell. But we have to go through hell to get to heaven. We have to free up the little demons down there. Yes. So here again, you can work on two levels. You can work energetically with feelings and emotions, like we just talked about, or you can work with the mind. You're a total failure. Is that true?
No.
So how do you react when you believe this lie?
I withdraw and I panic and I say no.
Yeah. You say no to what?
To opportunities.
Yeah.
Because I feel I'm not, or I just, sometimes I don't even see them.
Mm-hmm. And do you say no to yourself?
Yeah, well, I find all the reasons why I cannot.
Yeah, exactly. So what life do you live when you believe this?
A fraud!
That's why we call it hell.
No, I love it because that's how I feel when, by not living my dream, then I become a fraud to myself.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is inauthentic.
You just shared with me that you went to your old school.
Yeah.
And there were all your classmates and your schoolmates, and they were working in the industry, and they're making oodles of money, so much more money than you are making, and so on. And you're the one who's following her dream.
Yes. I really got that though. And then yet I fell back in the trap of comparing myself. But in so many instances I was like, wow, I'm actually authentically following my dream.
Yeah. So now we talk about success, and we talk about how we're being recognized or what we're getting back for what we're doing.
Yeah.
And I just encourage you to use the measurement of money by all means. That is an important measurement in this world. But also use the measurement of your own satisfaction, your own fulfillment. Because the day you die, and that may be today or tomorrow, we don't know.
Oh, that's interesting that you mentioned that, because I had some images of death coming up too, and I know that when I'm reaching, like, well, as Gay Hendricks would say, the upper limit, or something that is really great, or somebody that I'm in a relationship, or is just, I had an image of skeleton of death this morning when I woke up, like literally it showing up, and me being fearful of losing somebody that I love around me, or something happening to me. This is why things are really coming great right now, and I have really this really deep relationship with this. As soon as it gets good, something is gonna die.
Well, and what's going to die is that old sense of self, that restricted, imprisoned, unsuccessful in your definition sense of self. That is going to die, and more power to you for that. So these images of death are images of transformation. Something has to die for you to go to the higher level. Absolutely. So that's an entirely positive image to come up. But what I was going to say, in the day we die, actually physical death, what will actually count? How much money you made, or how satisfied and fulfilled you have become?
Mm-hmm.
And how free you are, how enlightened you are, how clear you are. You see? So in order to live life with wisdom, and not just out of our old conditioning, which only counts money as value, we have to consider these other values and how we build them in our lives. And there are so many people who work in industry and make tons of money and are miserable. And I beg you, if you're one of those watching this, don't just click to the next channel or distract yourself with the next thing. Because you have the capacity to be fulfilled. But you have to work for it. You have to be active. Just to gain more knowledge or to listen as an interesting story and then go to the next story, that's what the mind likes to do, but that is not going to set you free. But you have, like everyone else, have the capacity to set yourself free. Will you actualize it? That's the question. Mm-hmm. And how? So back to you. You are living your life, going for what is most important for you already. Mm-hmm. And then you fall back, you visit your old school, and of course the old thoughts, the younger you comes up with all these old painful thoughts. And here you are, and you're not making as much money as your colleagues, and so on and so forth. Wonderful. Now deal with these thoughts. So, back to our inquiry. I'm a total failure. How do you treat yourself when you believe that?
I separate myself, and I say no to, I get quite tough. I withdraw, and I get angry at myself, and I make myself wrong. I make others wrong. And I just withdraw. I mean, I really withdraw. I isolate myself. I don't speak. I mean, to the worst case, I just go. I don't actually leave and go, but I just don't talk. And then I don't say anything.
You crawl right back into your internal prison, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay? So, what does your ego get out of holding on to this belief that you're a total failure? Funny question. The ego gets something out of these beliefs. That's why it holds on to them for dear life. What does the ego get out of that? I'm a total failure.
Well, he gets being right, and I mean, because then I follow that, and I create scenarios according to that, and I say no to opportunities, or I just don't trust myself enough to be able to deliver on something big that somebody is asking me, or I just don't think I'm I'm as good. And though
It-
yet when I step in the greatness, everything, of course, I can deliver. It's crazy like that.
Hold on. Stay with inquiry right now. See, your mind just drifted out of inquiry, right?
Yeah.
That's what minds do. We understand that. But inquiry, this process of setting yourself free, of dissolving the prison, only works as long as you answer the questions.
Okay, yeah. Thanks.
So what the ego gets out of holding on to this belief that you're a total failure is it gets to have an identity.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an identity that really stinks. It's an identity filled with suffering. I'm a total failure. But the ego doesn't care. It just wants an identity. Any identity will do. So it has the identities of I'm great, oh, I'm wonderful, and the identities of I'm a total failure, and so on. It grabs all of these identities and then it holds on to them, and they're all mistaken identities. They're not the truth. The truth is that you are greatness, but you don't even have to think about it because that's simply who you are.
Yeah.
So, I'm a total failure. Who would you be if you could never have that thought again? And the related thoughts.
Boundless, unlimited, magnificent, outstanding, awesome.
I'd go for that. Okay, so great. Let's turn it around. I'm a total failure. How would you turn that around?
Oh, we have to do this. Oh no.
Well, that shouldn't be so hard.
So wait. So when we turn it around, that means we turn it around. I think I'm a total failure.
No. That's already the thought. That's the concept we're investigating, right? So the turnaround here is very simple. What's the opposite of I'm a total failure?
That I am a total success.
Yeah. We can go there, but I recommend we take a little smaller step first. So we go to the total success, but first we go to I'm not a total failure, right? So have a look at that. Now we're looking for concrete evidence that you can believe, not some kind of make-believe stuff. Oh, I'm the true God self of who I am. Well, nonsense. Who believes that stuff anyway, right? When you're feeling like you're a total failure, you certainly don't believe it, right? So we're going for concrete evidence. What concrete evidence can you point to in your life that you are not a total failure?
That I make a living doing what I love.
See, now, how does that feel to realize that?
That's awesome.
So specifically, where do you feel that in your body?
I mean, my face, I guess, in my heart and my.
Sweetheart.
It's quite lightness everywhere.
There are people out there making millions of dollars, and they would give anything to be able to say what you just said. I make a living doing what I love. It's such a blessing. So just feel that. Really let that come in. Now we're all in a trance state about money because we've been educated into it. Money, of course, is a necessity. I'm not talking about money against money at all. But we're in a trance state that equates money with happiness, and it's just not true. There's a lot of research out that shows you that there is an increase in happiness when you come out of poverty up to a certain amount, where your basic needs are taken care of. And then your self-happiness rating is disconnected. it no longer increases as the money increases in your life. So you can have tons of money and your happiness actually can go down. So yes, money is necessary, that we're above a threshold of taking care of our needs. Any more money is extra, and it's wonderful. And it's wonderful especially because we can do good things in this world.
Yeah.
It's a powerful means to do good.
That's my motivation to break free from that.
Yes.
It's really
But-
not, money accumulation is not, I want to fund, I really want to break free the money thing to fund the tour.
Great, so you have that already going for you. Now, how do you break free of the money thing is not by making more money and more money, but by setting yourself free inside of you where the problem is, getting out of that prison inside of you.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people who have focused their lives on money and may be very successful, and they've done it out of fear-based motivations. And it cannot make them happy. It's not possible because the basic wiring is kaput, not working, So fix the wiring first and then go for it. Make millions and use them to leave this world in a better place, in a better state than it is before. I was just on the news the other day on the computer, and I was seeing two stories side by side. And one was about Haiti, how there's over 1 million people living in, under tarps since the earthquake. Mm. And then the next story was that there was some diamond that was sold for $47 million or something like that, People are free to use their money for whatever they want. But what is going to give them more happiness? To buy this kind of a diamond, which is going to be a thrill for a little while, and then it's just another piece of rock that sits around someplace that can enhance your ego, and how far does that go? Or to use $47 million to do some good for just a few people on this planet. You see, that's the insanity that we have tied into money. So let's clear that insanity up first, and then let's use money to its fullest. Mm-hmm. So it can bring us happiness. Yes, it can bring us happiness when we use it to increase the happiness of others. That's the secret. That's how we use money with wisdom. So, I'm a total failure turns around into I'm not a total failure. So give me another concrete example of how you are not a total failure. What proof is there?
That there is that I have a book out and 1,200 videos out that help people to I hope be inspired in their life to for greater good and to expand their potential and discover some new tools and teachers and teachings.
Are they telling you that that's what these videos do for them in your book?
Yeah, I receive every day.
You see, that's proof. They're telling you.
I receive every day emails and messages.
So feel that. Feel that. You've published 1,200 videos in a book, and people are telling you that it's helping them.
Yeah.
So really let that come in. Feel that. Where do you feel that in your body? Make it real.
Yeah, the heart.
Right. So
the
just
heart center.
Take a moment. Take it deep. Really feel that. That's the truth for you, that you are not a total failure. So, most good things come in threes, right? You have a third example, a third piece of evidence that you're not a total failure.
That I have wonderful friends in life.
Wonderful.
That I had for many, many years.
Feel that.
And I have a great relationship with my parents.
Wonderful. Got it?
Yeah.
Excellent. So now let's go to the other turnaround that you identified. I'm a total success. Where can you find that? Where is that real for you?
Well, that I'm making a living. I mean, I'm about to embark on my dream, you know, and do that every day and focus only on what I love doing and having a team to support this dream. And I have a team actually right now to support this dream of people that are volunteering and really believing in this project and you know, and its outcome and its magnitude. So that's a total success.
Yeah. So feel that. Feel that right there, right now. See? Then we have plans of how we want it in the future, and that's okay, as long as we don't get too attached to these plans. But right now, you have what you have. You have this level of success, and it is perfect for you now. Feel that. And then when you feel that, when it's real within you, when it lives in you, then you can build on that. Then it can grow. It becomes fertilized by that recognition inside of you that it's already perfect the way it is for now.
Mm-hmm.
And growing with every breath you take, because that is the nature of love. And you do what you love.
Yeah, it's the ego always unsatisfied and it's never big enough and never.
Yeah. But we can love this ego to death, as we could say. You know, tongue in cheek. You know, we can not take it not so serious.
Yeah.
And when it comes up and it shows its not so pleasant face, we now have the skills and the tools to dissolve it and to live out of this much greater abundance inside of us we call the self, the true self. So, give me another concrete example of how you are a total success already, right now.
I'm an international author that is sold in India, France, Japan, and England and UK.
Feel that.
Is that the ego talking right there?
Is that real or not?
Yeah.
It's not the ego.
This is real.
This is real, honey. Yep, there it is. Fantastic. That is real. You see what I'm saying? Then we immediately, here the spiritual neurotic self comes in. Oh my God, is this my ego talking? No, there's the book. Okay? The book is real. The book is a means to help others.
Yes, yes.
Fantastic.
Well, that's sometimes then the ego prevents me from enjoying my successes and my greatness.
So, any trick the ego will pull, it will pull. It's its job. And the
Even
job...
that is sneaky.
It is totally sneaky. Look, people go into spiritual life for the primary... Of course, there's a deep yearning inside, but then immediately the ego jumps in and they build this wonderful spiritual ego. Oh, I'm like one of the cool and upcoming yoga crowd now. And yeah, it's just pure ego. The ego co-opts everything. That's why it's such an amazing dance to get to see past it and to undo its machinations.
So the best is to keep with the facts.
Well, that's one thing to do. That's one thing to get us into reality. So here's your book, it's proof. You've done that. That is a true, total success. That book is out and it's helping people right now. And you don't have to do anything about it. It's already happening. You could die right now and that would be happening.
Yeah.
That is total success. You see? Now, do you have a third example? Love to go for threes. How else are you a total success? And we don't want to stop at 3 with this one.
I get to speak with the most amazing, inspired, wise people on the planet.
There you go. Feel that. Where do you feel that?
Everywhere. In every cell of my body. And my face right now is even becoming red.
And again, sweetheart, you're set up because of who you are. Your setup is such that you immediately share these conversations, this wisdom, this love with many people. And this is a very high motivation. There's 3 levels of motivation in spiritual life. One is where people just want to have a happier life. Okay, we all do. But that alone is a low motivation. The next one is where people want to be liberated, be really free for themselves. That's a middle kind of aspiration. And the highest aspiration is where you seek enlightenment for the sake of all beings, as the Buddhists would say. Where you seek that freedom, that wisdom, that love, in order to share it with beings. And you are already doing this. Your being has already set it up that way. So just enjoy that. That's true. In that way, you are a total success. Now, just what's been missing is for you to really feel it, to really let it in, to really enjoy it. Mm-hmm. That's how it can become real. And then as it becomes real, you see it's like a step on the ladder. Yeah, now that has become real. Now the next step will appear. You don't need to know beforehand what the next step is. In your case, you already know it's your tour coming up, right?
Yeah.
But, we get told that when it's the time. What is important is that we complete the step that we're on right now, what we can do right now, we complete that fully, and then the next step will appear in front of us. So you're doing wonderful. You're a great success, and I want to ask you to dwell on this a little bit more. Find other real examples for you of how you're a success. So you counteract this toxic thought that you're a total failure. You see, we have these toxic thoughts. They're part of the 3 poisons I talk about. Manifestations of them. And then we seek the antidotes. And we need to apply the antidotes often, again and again, because the old thoughts are deeply ingrained. They're rooted inside of us. So we need to apply the antidotes until these poisons are really gone from our lives. These untrue lies that we have believed about ourselves. That we could be anything other than perfectly all right, the way we already are.
I feel really at ease and in the flow right now. Very different than at the beginning of the session.
Ladies and gentlemen, you just witnessed another wonderful piece of work by Lilou Macé.
With Ram Giri.
Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you.
You're so welcome.